So I'm in the process of packing some stuff away for moving, and as part of that I've actually got all of my paints out. These are all my GW paints on the floor here, and I was seized with the urge to have a look through and talk through some of them and point some stuff out. So here we go. I've got quite a lot of blues, which is not really surprising. These are all like various whites, blacks, greys, which are all lumped in together. A fair amount of greens, actually, more surprising. Got some purples, these are the bronzy brassy ones, golds, silvers, reds, pinks, browns. These are the sort of tan, I want to say flesh tone, off-white, yada yada yada. These are all texture paints, which I got from the Conquest magazine. That's why I've got 6 of them, because for basing I tend to use just sand rather than texture paints. These are all the washers. A lot of them are in these double height bottles now, but I've still got a few that are in the smaller ones. Yeah, a couple of yellows, a couple of oranges, not so many of those. These are all the contrast paints I have. They're in slightly taller pots, so I keep those separate because they can only go on the top shelf of my little paint shelves. These, a few Tamiya silvers and a clear blue. I've got a clear red in there with my various Tamiya and other brand paints. I used to do gems and metallic colours by whacking a Tamiya silver on and then a clear blue or a clear red or a clear green. Recently GW has been doing a bit better in terms of like the brighter silvers and things like this clear paint, which works about as well as the Tamiya clear blue. Moving over to the various technical paints, these are just the ones that behave a bit strangely compared to regular paints. So we've got things like Nurgle's Rot. That's a weird sort of a slimy, odd consistency. Got your blood paint, looks like blood. Got your oxides. This one I like because it's like a thin paint, but it's got a bit of a texture in it. So if you put that on metal, dry brush it orange, you get a fairly decent rust. These are just, like that's a gloss varnish. This is just paint medium without pigment, which is useful for some things. It's not a varnish. And over here we've got all the various spray paints. Some of the stuff that I use for basing, like Third Grit, which is just like a rougher texture for sand, so I'll mix it in with sand if I want to cover a large base. There's a palette down here, some sticks. What else have I got? That's Coke, that's not paint. And yeah, so that's about it. So this is everything pre-packed, and I'm sure after we've moved I'll have a bit of a task getting it all into shelves, organised somewhere. I've got a fair amount of duplicates, but those are all pretty much due to the Conquest magazine I was subscribed to, which finished recently, as they just give you paints every so often. And in the case of Astrogranite, this texture paint, it's one that I don't actually use, so I've got 3 of it just sitting around. I've got some duplicates of some of the blues, some of the whites, etc. that I don't use as much, so I'll be aiming to just have like one of each paint out, and then maybe I'll put a little bit of a sticky thing